Hello everybody, it's WhisperAudios, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Now, I know some of you may have seen in my monthly favourites video, I shared with you a book, and I also shared this book on my YouTube community page because it's a book that I've been really enjoying for like a few weeks now, or maybe actually a couple of months, after my neighbour, who's like a therapist, like holistic healer, shared it with me because she thought I'd really enjoy it. And she was right. I have been getting a lot of fun with this book, and I've just literally been reading it to anybody that I can find and who's willing to like listen to me. So this is the book in question. It is called The Life You Were Born to Live by Dan Milliman. It's called A Guide to Finding Your Life Purpose. Now, I'm sure a lot of us want to know what our life purpose is. Like, why am I here? What am I doing? Who am I? What can I do to help myself, change my circumstances? I think people are generally quite curious to know who they are because, let's face it, not a lot of us know who we are, right? Especially when we're growing up or we reach that really awkward stage of adulthood that I'm in, where I'm kind of like, what do I do now? Help! So this book has actually been really helpful to me. Now, yes, I know some of you out there will say it's mumbo jumbo, gobbledygook. You're putting your own kind of imprint onto this. You're seeing what you want to see. You're reading what you want to see. And I agree. I know that this is not scientific. It's not like psychologically, recognized. But like a lot of fictional books out there, and I'm not going to say which ones, it's down to your own interpretation. Because at the end of the day, if you can read something, it just connects with you in some way and it makes you a better person, then I don't see anything wrong with that. So I always take everything I read with a pinch of salt. And that's just my disclaimer for this video, because I know some of you will come at me in the comments. I hope you don't. But this is just for fun, guys. Like, honestly, if you get something out of it, that's great. If you're just listening to this to relax, then that's great too. Let's just have a little bit of fun, right? So how this works is, in a nutshell, because we're not going to dive right into like the nitty-gritty way that you can sort of dive deeper into this method. It focuses on a kind of branch, I guess, of numerology, which basically is meanings in numbers. So what this principle does is it takes your birth date, so the day you were born, the month you were born, and your date year, your birth date year. You add every single number up. You get a total. Normally it is a 2-digit number. Then you add that 2-digit number together. So if you got 10, you add 1 and 0 together. If you get 12, you add 1 and 2 together. So today I'm going to show you how this principle works, on myself using my birthday, and I'm going to read you out my life purpose. And if any of you get this same number, because it's different for everybody, but obviously mathematics applies, so if you get the same outcome as me, then this will apply to you, my reading. And when I first got this book and I did the numerology on myself, I was really creeped out because it is so accurate to my life right now. Like, it's super weird. Almost like down to the fact it depicts my like diet and my lifestyle I need to lead. It doesn't say anything about geese though. It's silly because I've chosen to record at the worst time. Bye geese, see you later. It's like, what is the time actually? It's like 7:30 in the morning, and I've been here since about 6:30. But this is the time where all the geese start to wake up. So if you don't mind honking geese for your relaxation, then I encourage you to stick around. And if you want me to read any other ASMR artist's life purpose number, please let me know in the comments. I have a few people in mind that I would like to read for, but if there's somebody specifically you want me to read for, then please let me know and we can make this like a little series. So let's do my number, and I'll show you how I'll show you my workings, as they say at school. Where's my iPad? And for any of you out there who don't know already, I do have a second channel, and it's called iPad ASMR, where I do all sorts of things on the iPad, mostly educational and sort of history based, and like art appreciation. We do a little bit of finding out about things in our world and like nature and stuff like that. So shameless plug, but here it is. Alright, so if we take my birth date, for example, I was born on, let's just get a better pen, the 17th of November 1989. 17th of November 1989. So we take the 1, then we plus it with the 7, so the 1 and the 7. November is the 11th month, so we plus 1, we plus 1. Now we take the year and we plus 1, we plus 9, we plus 8, and we plus 9. So we add all those up together. Oops. Let's just get the calculator, because I don't want to be stupid and add things up wrong. My maths really sucks. I really struggle to add up. I'm just gonna say that I'm not ashamed of it. It's just one of those things that I've always struggled with my whole life. Maths was very hard for me at school. I really just struggled through it, so forgive me for my stupidity. So we do 1 plus 7 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9, and that gives us a total of 37. So we get a total of 37. Okay, so that is our first number. So now we need to do 3 plus 7. And I can work that out. That is 10. So our life purpose number is 37/10. Let's highlight that. So, our life purpose number, or my life purpose number, is 3710. Now, with the life purpose, each number has a specific meaning. So 3 will have a deeper meaning, 7 will have a deeper meaning, 1 will have a deeper meaning, and 0 will have a deeper meaning. However, as a whole, the number correlates to you as a person utilizing all the specifics of each number. So, with that in mind, let's read out my life purpose. So 3710. So we have the 10 as a number, the 7 as a number, and a 3 as a number. Let me just have a look there. Let it focus. And that's what I was telling you about, how it kind of splits up the numbers. So 10 stands for creativity and confidence with inner gifts. 7 stands for trust and openness. And 3 stands for expression and sensitivity. So in a nutshell, those are my, I guess you would say, my personality traits. So let's read through it. Those on the 3710 life path are here to work through issues of creativity while learning to trust the wise and beautiful spirit in themselves and others, and apply their inner gifts to create more harmony in the world. Oh, that sounds nice. These individuals sometimes fulfill their life path in the world at large, as did famous 3710s Jean Renoir, Aldous Huxley, and Leo Tolstoy. But lesser known 3710s can fulfill their destiny equally well within a circle of friends or a smaller community. Sounds like ASMR. However, since our life purpose rarely comes easily, 3710s may take time to open up and trust themselves or the process of their life. I definitely agree with that. They have a sensitive, private disposition and must overcome deeply rooted insecurity. I mean, that is just 100% me. I would definitely agree with the fact that I'm very, very sensitive and very, very private. And my insecurities really do go back to my childhood and things that happened to me then. I think a lot of my troubles are to blame from my childhood. A sense of trust is important and useful for all of us, but for 3710s, it becomes the touchstone of life. Due to a lack of self-trust, most 3710s seek knowledge outside of themselves rather than trusting their intuitive depths. Oh my god, yes. I have such a hard time trusting people. Well, maybe I trust them a bit too much, but when my trust is broken, that's the end of that. I literally, if somebody betrays my trust, you won't ever see me or hear from me again. And I definitely agree with that. I definitely don't trust my intuition. I definitely seek out validation from others or opinions from others rather than just taking a leap and doing it. I always have to have that kind of, am I doing it right? Is this okay? Sort of thing. To the degree that 3710s subconsciously expect betrayal, they encounter betrayal in others and in the world. Many 3710s learn useful lessons about the human foibles and spiritual teachers and of the importance of trusting their own inner knower. Yes, I kind of always expect people to disappoint me or betray me. I know that's really sad, but I think that's why I have a kind of a problem making friends, because I think everybody's going to just like abandon me or like hurt my feelings. So when they recognize that they helped create the drama of past betrayals, 3710s learn to appreciate the roles played by others for their long-range evolution, whether intentional or not. Now, this was a really, really interesting point for me, because I was like, have I caused drama in the past that has caused my own betrayal? And I'm kind of thinking that I do, and this is why it's really good, this book, because it really helps you to look past yourself as an outsider looking in. And I kind of think, actually, yeah, because of my behavior and because of the way I conducted myself, I may have probably not helped certain situations in which I felt betrayed. Maybe I was the cause of the betrayal, or maybe I was an instigator or a catalyst to it. So that was a really interesting point for me, because at first I was like, no way, like that wasn't my fault. But then I kind of looked deeper into it, I looked outside myself, and I was like, actually, yeah, I'm probably to blame for that. So, they may not feel grateful to the specific individuals who broke a trust, but these 3710s feel gratitude to a larger spirit for their new awareness as a result of their experience. I think that's just exactly what I've just said there. All 3710s, deep down, are wise and healing spirits. They can express themselves like angels in human form once they align themselves with higher energy, and will that manifest within them. This was a little bit of a hard one for me to accept, because I don't see myself as an angel in human form. Maybe to some of you guys, but to myself, I'm like, no, that's not me. These sensitive, refined individuals need to maintain a balanced, moderate lifestyle that includes inner work, such as contemplation or meditation, to create a safe, peaceful space in which they can feel nourished and refreshed. Absolutely. Like, if I'm just work, which this week I have been, I feel so mentally drained and quite, like, not depressed, but I feel really low, and I tend to find negativity in everything that I do, and I start to get like really bogged down with all small little rubbish things. But when I make time for myself and do things for myself that I enjoy, those things kind of go out the window. But I'm really susceptible to just want to work all the time, which is not healthy. As they come to discover their essential connection to the mystery and beauty of existence, they realize that whatever has happened to them, whether they call it good or bad, easy or difficult, pleasurable or painful, it has served their highest good and learning. I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with that. Like, obviously things have happened in my past which haven't been good. Things have been brilliant and amazing and life-changing. And I see both of those things as just how I heal and how I see the world. And nothing's ever bad necessarily. It's just part of me and part of my experience. So this next chapter is called Working 3710s in the Positive. So I'm led to believe that this is like the best version of yourself. What you kind of, if you've got everything together, if you've got your like life together, this is what you can expect. So in the positive, 3710s bring a lightness and energy to those they contact. Trusting themselves and the energy working through them, they walk forward confidently and lightly, with the faith that even if they make a mistake, it's a natural part of their path. They have the courage and openness to express their deepest feelings and communicate their inner needs directly and clearly, creating trust based on understanding. They feel joy in expanding gifts and creativity, which enables them to do refined work in healing or other fields as they tune into other people and feel a deepening connection with the natural world. This healing may take many forms, such as art, music, drama, and other aesthetic forms of expression. So, apart from the communication bit, I really struggle to communicate my feelings openly, especially to the ones I love. I would agree with this paragraph. I obviously have my YouTube channel. That's an expression of creativity, which also goes hand in hand with helping people and healing people, because I'm helping you guys to relax and fall asleep, I hope. So working 3710s in the negative. So again, this is the flip side. This is like you at your worst self when you haven't got your life together. So starting out as naively trusting seekers, these individuals withdraw from others out of insecurity and fear of being embarrassed. So the very betrayal they fear comes true. Not revealing their feelings, they find or perceive that people misunderstand or mistrust them. Angry or depressed for themselves, they have disturbing dreams, which reveal the shadow side of fear. They also feel repressed bitterness about relationships, and they struggle with blocked, frustrated, creative energies. Physical maladies may force them to confront issues of health. So this is spooky again, because I do agree that I am dreadfully embarrassed. I fear being embarrassed. Because, especially, it's probably stupid for me to have a YouTube channel, but I'm so conscious about doing the wrong thing or just saying the wrong thing and being embarrassed. And because of that, I find sometimes it comes true all the time. It's like it's seeking me out. So yeah, I would definitely agree with that, and I need to work on that, because I need to just be myself and not worry so much. And then yeah, that goes hand in hand with being angry at myself or depressed with myself, because I'm like, oh, I just replay it in my head all the time. The disturbing dreams one is really accurate, because I have so many weird dreams. Dreams about post-apocalyptic worlds, about being really horrible to my friends and family, and even like dreams where they've actually come, like I've had a waking dream and I've hallucinated. Granted, I was ill at that point in time, but I've hallucinated where things are coming to get me, like inanimate objects. It's really weird. And yeah, physical maladies may force them to confront issues of health. Absolutely. I had my thyroid problems like a couple of years back, and that went hand in hand, I think, with like stress levels, being ill, doing too much. It was like a vicious cycle. So that is really spooky. So now we move on to health, and this is really strange. This was really kind of accurate for me. Let's read it. So nearly all 3710s have a sensitive, refined physical nature with a delicate energy field. The base of the spine and reproductive organs, along with the solar plexus, can be sensitive areas due to the sexual creative energy of 3710s. Their heart and knees may be sensitive as well. Whether male or female, these individuals need to be especially conscious of taking responsible precautions to avoid unwanted pregnancy, since they are more likely than many others to have problems in this area. So I haven't necessarily tested this one out. However, I am let's be honest, I'm going to be really honest with you. Too much information time. I'm really scared of getting pregnant when I haven't planned it. Ever since I was a teenager, I would do everything I could to be safe and cautious. And even as an adult now, even in a very, very, very stable relationship, I'm still as cautious as I was before. So in that regard, that's quite true for me. I'm not sure about the problems in pregnancy, but when you have that really deep inner feeling, I'm really, really, really feeling like I'm going to have problems if I ever have a kid, because I don't know, I can just feel it. And then the later and the older I get, the more that's going to be a problem. But that's not something I'm thinking of right now. As it does with other natural but reluctant or insecure healers, life may deliver physical problems so that 3710s can learn about a variety of healing modalities. Such 3710s often experience this learning as a refresher course because their subconscious is already well versed in the energetic healing arts. So I would agree with this because I love reading and going to different holistic healing things. For instance, like standard spa kind of stuff. I also had like a sound bath spa session, and that was amazing. That really, really vibrated with me amazingly. And I really want to learn more about how to heal yourself without sort of conventional medicine, more like internally and like spiritually, I guess, but not to the sense that I'm going to like run away to a monastery or, live in the woods or anything like that. But I'm really interested in it. To open and support their intuitive capacities and sensitivities, 3710s benefit from a light, primarily vegetarian diet, although they may choose to add occasional fish or poultry in order to stay grounded. Otherwise, they thrive on a simple, pleasurable diet on sound health principles. Well, that's just my diet right now. I knew very, very early on that I wanted to be vegetarian / pescatarian. But when I was younger, I didn't have the resources to do it because obviously I lived at home and, parents can be funny like that. So as soon as I moved out, as soon as I got I started renting my own house, I turned to vegetarianism, but then we kind of flexed it and, did the pescatarian thing. And ever since I did that, I've honestly felt the best health-wise. My skin, my hair, my nails have all just been amazing, like top prime of my health since changing my diet. So that's spooky. When insecurity blocks their creativity, 3710s can fall into self-destructive patterns such as abuse of drugs, food, or sex. With their sensitivities, they don't tolerate abuse of anything very well or for very long. So, I'm not a sex addict or a drug addict, nor a food addict, but I would say that my addiction would be work. I will throw myself into it and start to work more and forget about life and fun and happiness for a while. But this is so true. It doesn't last very long. Like, I know after this week's been a bad week. Like, not bad, but very, very tough. I know that next week I'm just going to be like, I'm going to scale it back. I can't keep this up. It really doesn't last very long. And I've never really had... I've always had really good willpower, so I've never turned to drink or drugs. I just don't see the point in it. It's just not something I would turn to. Food again. I've got such good willpower. I won't like binge on food. I won't, starve myself or anything like that. I just have the will. I'm repeating myself, but my willpower is very strong. So these 3710s need regular, moderate exercise or some form of refined physical training, such as dance, tai chi, yoga, or swimming, to keep energy channels open and flowing. Oh my god, yes. So last year I started a very, very good workout regimen. I was working out like strength training 3 days a week, and I was swimming twice a week, and I felt so good. I was in such a good mood. Things were kind of looking really positive. But then we had lockdown, I think, and I didn't feel safe enough going back to the pool, and I kind of dropped the strength training because stupidly I wasn't seeing the results I wanted. So I was like, well, I'm giving up. I'm not doing it anymore because it's not worth it. But little did I realise that it was working out my brain and my mood. It didn't matter what it was doing to my body, physically and aesthetically. So I started to get really sad, and I was thinking, why? Why am I really sad? And in October was the worst. It was like the worst I've ever felt ever. And then the end of last year, I started going back swimming, and my mood started to pick back up. But then I got COVID, and so I stopped for a little while. So this week, I'm going back swimming because it just makes me feel so good. I love the water. I love swimming. I love being around the water. I love being near water. I would move to a beach if I could and just swim every single day. So that's spooky. They need to trust that whatever they enjoy is perfect for them, aka swimming. Again, with others working in the one, so the main number, the main function of exercise is to ground their energy so that it doesn't demand release through less constructive channels such as addictive behaviour, i.e. working. So for instance, today I'm here most of the day. I've been here since 6:30, and if I had my choice, if my addictive personality took over, I would be here until maybe 5 o'clock. However, today I've said to myself, you only get what you can get done until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. At that point, you are going to get your butt to the swimming pool and you are going to swim for an hour and maybe have a cheeky sauna or steam room if it's open. So that is what I have put myself to today. So now, interestingly, relationships. So like most people working at 7 in their birth number, like I say, there's a whole chapter going into each of these numbers individually, but we won't go into that today. 3710s tend to trust their mind over their heart because the heart and feelings are associated with pain and mistrust due to perceived betrayals. Unfortunately, that's true. I really do not listen to my heart at all because I've never trusted it. It always gets me into trouble. Potentially, 3710s have a deep connection to the love and wisdom of their heart. Potentially. But to actualize this connection, they have to stop hiding inside their mind's defenses and learn to trust their feelings, even if these feelings sometimes involve pain. Absolutely, I agree with that. Many 3710s would rather listen than talk. Absolutely, 100%, because they are afraid they might say the wrong thing. 100%. They prefer privacy to company. 100%. Yet they feel they need to bond with someone. Yeah, 100%. 100% agree with that. Because of insecurity, however, 3710s often expect a great deal of love without giving much back. And they tend to rely on other people for strength. I'm not necessarily sure I agree with that because I think I'm generally a loving person. If I love you, then you're going to get your love back plus more. And I don't necessarily rely on people for strength because as a kid, I've always done things on my own and that has kind of translated into being an adult as well. I'm very, very self-sufficient, so I'm not sure I agree with that. They often depend on a mate to make them feel complete, or a job to fulfill them, relying on outside influences. I would part agree with that. I would say that having like the recognition of doing well in a job, having recognition that I'm doing well with my relationship, I would say, yeah, that would be true to me. This way, they resemble another number, which we won't go into. 3710s are looking for substitute parents to take care of them because they often feel insecure about taking care of themselves. I would disagree with that. I would probably agree with the fact that I'm possibly looking for a substitute parent because I didn't necessarily have that nourishing, supporting childhood from my parents. However, I don't think I'm looking for it. I think I'm just okay in myself. I don't need to have like a pseudo parent in my life. They have mixed feelings about relationships with others. This ambivalence reflects their uncertain relationship with themselves. I agree, because I find it really, really difficult to make friends. And although I do make friends, I find a hard time to sustain the friendship, and that's mostly because of me. Sexuality and relationships depend on openness and trust to flourish. The sexual life of 3710s feels more fulfilling when it's tied to transcending the body rather than a physical release. Many 3710s may find that a sexuality workshop aimed at emotional sharing, or even the practice of tantric yoga, a form of deep communication through sexual energy in a relationship, may open new doors to intimacy and meaning. Once 3710s open enough to express their feelings and needs and learn to trust their partner, their relationships flourish. I would say I'm not sure about that end one. We won't go into that because I think that's a little bit too oversharing, but I would say that I'm pretty happy with that kind of part of my life. So, talents, work, and finances. This is a sensitive, highly artistic pattern. 3710s work with and are inspired by beauty and nature. Nearly all 3710s find emotional healing and connection through music. I would agree with this because there are a couple of different pieces of music which I listen to when I'm in a certain mood, and it helps like lift me up or make me get out of my head, or like make me happy and, you know, lifts my mood. And I wonder if that could also be said for ASMR, if that classes as music, because that listening portion I guess has a kind of melody to it, especially with the sounds and stuff. So yeah, I would agree with that. They also display a great ability to express themselves through art, acting, poetry, dancing, photography, design, and any other form of creative expression, including teaching. So that's just my ASMR channels. That's literally that. That's how I express myself. These individuals are here to create higher forms of healing, beauty, and inspiration. This does not mean that all 3710s are involved in healing professions, fine arts, or spiritual occupations. Higher forms of healing include a very broad spectrum of ways to balance the body, inspire emotions, or clarify the mind, all of which heal various states of imbalance. For example, designing a serene work environment is one form of healing. Artists, musicians, or homemakers who create lovely and comfortable household settings all bring more beauty into the world. teachers, friends and colleagues can help to inspire and uplift others. I would agree with that. My house is so cozy. Like, it's a dump, if I'm honest. We rent it and the rent's really cheap because it has no heating, it has mould, and it has like worn out carpets. But we have made it so cozy with like all our plants and our books and our little lights and stuff. So it's making things cozy and like warm and inviting is just so important to me. And everyone who kind of comes around my house has always said they have like a really good energy when they come there, despite all like the horribleness. So money doesn't generally play a central role in the lives of 3710s, except as a means of insulation, of not having to depend on someone else. 100% agree with that. Money is only important to me if, obviously, like a lot of people, if I don't have enough of it to sustain my, to sustain my life. Once it's at a point where I can just think, oh, it's okay, the rent's going to get paid and the bills are going to get paid, I kind of forget about it. When 3710s begin to trust their abilities and manifest them in the world, money will appear in their life almost by magic. So, some well-known 3710s: Napoleon Bonaparte, Charlie Chaplin, Aldous Huxley, Irvin Magic Johnson, Paul Klee, Michelle Pfeiffer, Robert Redford, Jean Renoir, O.J. Simpson, Bruce Springsteen and Leo Tolstoy. So keeping good company there. So keys to fulfilling your destiny. And these are guidelines and recommendations and useful questions to ask yourself. So for me personally, I need to trust my feelings and my inner gifts of sensitivity, strength, expressiveness, and intuition. I need to develop the courage to express my feelings. When I meet fear, don't back down. Work in a garden and read a book about angels. I'm not going to do that, but I'll work in the garden when the weather gets nicer. So these are the questions I need to ask myself on a daily basis. When it comes to my body, do I trust my instincts and my intuition over experts and theories? At the moment, no. Can I express my deepest feelings? If not, why not? I think it's because of, again, that fear of being ridiculed or feeling stupid. And I also don't think I can find the right words to express how I feel. How can I best use my creative energy to bring more beauty into the world? I'll start an ASMR channel. When I don't feel trusting, how can I work through this? So, that brings us to the end of my life purpose number 3710. So for me personally, I feel like that kind of represents me as a person, all my flaws and all my positives. So let me know which ASMR artist you want me to read for. I would be so excited to hear what you guys think. Like I say, there's a couple I really want to read for, and I think they'll be really interesting. So thank you so much for listening. I will of course put the link to this book in the description if you want to kind of check it out for yourself. I'm sorry for all the geese. Hopefully they will shut up for the next couple of videos that I'm recording today. And I wish you the best of days. Whatever you're doing, remember, you got this. You are enough. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.